right? Like, this is my personality. This is who I am. This is what I do. I have a podcast called Bold Black Girls. Because we laughed about how like we first named it Bold Black Girls. We didn't want to tell people.
We were a little concerned.
We were nervous to tell people it was called Bold Black Girls because it wasn't. Y'all see, people gonna forget that prior to the George Floyd and all the people wasn't really talking a lot about the stuff
being bold or black
at all. So like when we started it was like
it was some hesitancy there.
It's called
BBG?
Bold Black Girls.
BBG.
And people be like, you know, that's scary. Hello and welcome to the Bold Black Girls podcast. I'm Aries.
And I am Kim.
Welcome to our 100th episode. Hold on.
Love it.
Yes. Okay. And if you're looking on YouTube, first of all, make sure you are subscribed, you are following, you are sharing all the things. If you're not on YouTube, get on YouTube and go subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to grow it to 1,000 subscribers. And if you're looking on YouTube, you'll see our balloons behind us where we lost one.
Struggling.
We lost one. One of the zeros got a little, it had a little situation. You know, we in Texas and
heat.
It had the heat situation. So anyways, but we're gonna make it work because that's what we do.
We overcome adversity.
We just make things happen. That's just how it works. And before we get started, Kim, I want to cheers with you.
Yes.
Let's have a little toast.
It's our 100th episode. And this is the most consistent thing I've probably done
in my life. We are drinking some let's see. Of course, what would we not? I mean, come on. Black Girl Magic Sparkling Brut by the McBride sisters. But yes.
And we celebrated with one of our most favorite meals to have together is a salad,
papados,
and a crab cake.
Yes, it was delicious.
We're just a little bougie,
you know. That's how it is. But I'm excited. I can't believe we're at 100. I really can't. It's like you said, one of the most consistent things that I've done and committed to. That I didn't have to.
Right. It wasn't like quit at any time.
Yeah. I always quit. But I'm like, we just kept it going. And I'm really happy. I'm proud of that.
Very.
It's a major accomplishment. They say when you start a podcast, you need to just commit to 100 episodes off the jump without anyone listening.
And you know, it's so funny you should say that. Like this weekend, I was watching YouTube. Anthony O'Neill, that's my guy.
I like Anthony.
I do too. And he actually said that. He said, you know, when I first started, nobody watched my episodes. And I was like, wow. Literally, I just listened to that yesterday.
Yeah, that's kind of like a mindset they tell you to just pick up from the beginning because you just don't know. And if you're not like somebody super popular like Michelle Obama or something, you're going to come out the gate with a gazillion, subscribers. Right. But you're just a regular old us. It takes some time and you have to be you have to be committed to the process and not be worried about all that. And we actually have a really good listenership. Is not, crazy, but it's been growing
organically,
consistently growing organically. I like it.
I like organic men, just organic food. I like organic growth.
Yes. So I'm excited. We got to laugh at some one good thing. So, and we're going to get into kind of why we started the podcast and all that. But when we went back to look at some old episodes from the beginning, I told Kim, I said, So I had a podcast prior to this called Scratching and Surviving, which I was literally scratching and surviving in that podcast because I didn't know what I was doing.
It's a great name though.
I know I'm gonna probably bring
I
it
think
back.
you should.
I think I'm gonna bring it back with new episodes,
You
new
should.
everything. Like I'm
Yes.
deleting all that old stuff and start
Don't
over.
delete it because it shows the growth.
I can't. So if y'all ain't listening, go listen now because it's gonna be gone. But because that was the first thing I ever did. You know, that was the first time I was so scared to like push the button to publish. I was like, oh my God, my voice.
And I remember you did, and you was like, I did it.
I was like, I did it. Oh my God, I did it. But that process of just fumbling through it and going for it and trying, everything that I learned from that, I brought into this podcast because I was like, oh, next time I start a podcast, I want it to be like this, or oh, I should have did that, or I should have been more. I wasn't consistent. I was just posting episodes whenever I could. It wasn't like on a certain day every week. It was so all that stuff. I was like, okay, now I got it.
I'm going to implement the lessons learned.
Yes. So when we decided that we were going to start this podcast, I was like, okay, now's the time. So we started uploading our episodes on YouTube from the beginning,
which I was not really like for.
Kim had never been on a podcast. She'd never done YouTube. Like this is not her thing. So just for her to like jump in there right away. So if y'all want to get some good laughs, go to the first episodes. It's hilarious. Just because we were just super bootleg, you know, it was just like we were just fumbling through it. And heck, I still feel like we bootleg half the time, but it's definitely some growth. We've seen the growth.
And that's how people grow. Like you just think about it as a child. You grow and you learn and you get better. Well, you hope you get better.
Exactly. And, you know, just from the technology, you know, one thing the pandemic helped us with was our microphone and our video. We used to use my phone.
Remember that? iPhone.
Remember that?
Yes.
We were using my iPhone as a video. The audio was not connected to the video at all. It was just, here goes the video. Y'all go to the old episodes, you'll hear the audio is like from back here. And then when the pandemic happened, people started using Zoom and other platforms. And so the microphone and the video were connected. So I'm like, oh, well, perfect, you know? And then we started learning other ways to connect the audio, you know, through other means and stuff like that. So
it worked out. And honestly, Aries is like the techie behind it. Like that's just your forte. You're really good at it. You play to your strengths.
And I just learned from watching other YouTube videos or talking to people, you know, that I know and picking up on little things. And so I've improved my skills, you know, in that area, editing. I could go produce somebody else's podcast if I really wanted to, you know, but so it's definitely a lot of lessons there, technology wise as well.
I love it.
And so, you know, with this being our 100th, I can't believe it. It's just crazy. But anyway.
And you're celebrating another 100 milestone as well.
I am. So
irony.
My century ride with Peloton, I could have did this a long time ago, but I did it. I'm there. I'm still trying to figure out what ride I'm going to do because I haven't done it yet. But I'm doing my 100th ride.
Today?
Probably tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
After drinking this, I'll probably wait till tomorrow morning. But you know, one of the things I really appreciate about this platform that we have is it's opened a lot of doors for me personally, professionally.
Actually, that was one of the things I had on here is like it has definitely expanded the network.
Yeah, it definitely has because it gives us something to say, hey, I want to have you on the podcast, and people come on and they want to be a part of it. And it's another vehicle, you know, to build relationship and stuff like that. But why we started, we talk about it all the time, but really it was really to be a voice for women, Black women. We got tired of people putting us in the bucket of women of color. And we're like, hey, we're Black. Our issues are different. And yes, we may be in a category at times because of different things, but Black women have a very unique viewpoint, experience, all those things. And so it was really a place to where, hey, let's talk about the stuff that isn't being talked about. let's talk to Black women, from Black women, for Black women, about Black women. And those who are not Black women can listen and learn something from a perspective of a Black woman, you know.
Absolutely.
And then bringing other people on in areas that we weren't educated in, that specialize in other things, because we want to learn. And really, we're bringing y'all on a journey with us.
I was just gonna say, to help you, it's really like a part of not just the journey for the Bold Black girls, but us personally and professionally. Because a lot of the guests that we've had, we've either have leveraged them for something, or we end up leveraging them for a service or whatever they're speaking to, like kind of using their advice.
Yeah,
career, finances, estate planning.
It's like we're letting people in on our friendship.
True.
Because it's basically us. This is how we would do regular, right? We'll get somebody on the phone call and be like, girl, we about to talk to you about this.
Yes.
Tell us about the estate plans.
Correct.
You know, and so it's like, well, we just put it on video at this point.
And it's like, I talked about it on one of our episodes, is that our people lack for the perish for lack of knowledge. And really, we're bringing the knowledge to everyone, because a lot of knowledge has not been shared within our community and from a culture perspective. And so we're just now, as they say, becoming even more woke onto like, how do we generate generational wealth? How do we, ensure that we're negotiating,
taking care of our mental health? And I mean, anybody who's been listening from the beginning, they know that we were looking for therapy. We were thinking about it. We're going to go back. And now we're both in therapy. We've been, just watching the progress.
And we've manifested a lot of things as a result of the podcast, because honestly, I don't know if I didn't have this podcast, would I have created my estate? Would I have gone to therapy? Would I have spoken to a financial advisor, which I think we're going to have someone on.
That'll be next week.
Yeah. And just career advice, Latanya.
You changed careers while we've been doing the podcast. I didn't even have a job when we started the podcast. So
it's been a lot of growth just all around.
Yeah. So it's been great. I think just something, so it seemed like it was a passing situation that sparked us to want to do this, when we had that panel and people were like, we need to do this. We need to talk about these stuff more. We need to talk about it. We're like, okay, yeah, we do. But like, where are we about to talk about it at? And it's like, you know what? We could start a podcast.
And actually, when we wanted to start it, it was like, it is an oversaturated network. Yeah. But whoever listens is going to be for that person, right?
Yes.
So whoever we reach, we hope that it reaches and impacts them, that it inspires them, that we educate and empower them.
If it's one person, then that's the right person. If it's us, it's for us, really.
By us.
We are our own audience.
True.
So for me, I'm like, I get something from it, and it definitely are, like, to have hundreds of people listening to something, or thousands of people that have listened to something that you've said. I'm like, it's weird. Like,
it's
sometimes
very weird.
I look at the analytics, it'd be like 10,000. I'll be like, 10,000?
That's not real.
What? Right. No, you're not listening to me. And it'd be other countries, like African countries. I'll be like, are y'all African? So that part is really like, it's scary and weird, like, sometimes, but you got to just like embrace your purpose and what God has put you, kind of just given you.
Which I think we have, one of the things, the exercises that we did was our values. And we did this exercise together where we wrote out, what are your top 10 values without looking?
Yes.
And then we came down to the top 5, then the top 3.
We had a list from Brene Brown. Was that
Brene Brown?
Yes. And we both said, we're going to turn our head. We went this way. She went this way. We're like, okay, pick yours and let's just see. And we said, when we get in relationships, we need to do the same thing.
Seriously. I'm still waiting on that. I have not manifested that yet, but I'm not worried about it, sweetheart. We're going to let that manifest as it should, when it should. And out of the 10, I want to say it was either 7 or 8 that were the same.
It was probably, it was a lot. It was a majority. And the ones that weren't identical were in the same family. So it'll be like, I was trying to think. It was like some that were like, oh, this is like the same. It's like a similar word, basically.
And so our top 3 values were authenticity, community, and faith. And that's something that we like to inject into the podcast. And I think we do a good job of that.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we want to make sure that we are bringing our authentic selves. I mean, we got on with this 0 that's not even blown all the way up.
Exactly.
How authentic is that?
She was like, I am so bad about this. I was like, girl, this looked like just like how we do the podcast. It's like the little 0. Just hold on. That's all right. We gonna pin him up and put him to the side, and it's gonna be all right. It ain't gonna be perfect, you know. And as soon as we embrace that about everything else in life, we'll be all the way all right. So I've been enjoying it. I talk about the podcast a lot. Kim is not a good marketer. She doesn't market the podcast the way she needs to.
I'm gonna tell you, I'm still working on this area. You know why? It's the privacy.
You're on the internet.
I'm afraid of like people knowing too much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you out here.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Is like, so if they see me, they see me.
It's your authentic self.
It is. I mean, I am who I am. I am who I am. Wherever I show up.
When I started the job when I interviewed for the job that I have right now, I remember I had been off work. So starting the podcast, I did not have a job, right? And I was like, I'm about tired of these folks at these jobs. Like, I don't want to go back into a toxic environment. And whatever job I get, they gonna know who they get, and I'm gonna be me. I don't care, whatever. I'm walking through the door,
Bernicia, I'm ready to love.
Right, I'm like, I'm letting them know who I am, how it is, all that. Because I was just over assimilate. I'm not assimilating. I'm not changing. I'm gonna be me. So literally, when I did my presentation for the interview, I had a slide in there for me, right? What to know
about
more,
me?
More about Aries, right? And I had pictures of me. Doing yoga, me letting them know I had a podcast, other things and activities that I do outside of work, right? Like, this is my personality. This is who I am. This is what I do. I have a podcast called Bold Black Girls. Because we laughed about how, like, we first named it Bold Black Girls. We didn't want to tell people.
We were a little concerned.
We were nervous to tell people it was called Bold Black Girls because it wasn't. Y'all see, people gonna forget that prior to the George Floyd and people wasn't really talking a lot about the stuff
being bold or black
at all. So like when we started it was like
it was some hesitancy there.
It's called
BBG?
Bold Black Girls.
BBG.
And people be like, that's scary. And so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna let them know I don't care, and it was the fact that they still, accepted me. And then my coworkers who were not Black women at all will be like, I listen to the podcast. It'd be white girls, Black, white guys, whatever. And they will be like, I love the podcast. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, I'm realizing there's a lot more people coming to me that are not Black talking about this podcast. And people who want to promote it and put it on their other platforms and stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So you walking in your own authentic, and we talked about that with Deanna Stinson when she was talking about how she came on to Thriving in Black and how she didn't want to tell people she didn't want to cater specifically to Black people at first because she didn't want to be like putting her in a bucket. But once you start catering to your audience, things just start flourishing, And so it's like you could be scared to walk in your truth and teeter this line, or just be bold with it and do it and see whoever it's for is going to be for her. Absolutely. And if they don't like it, then they just don't like it. I was okay if they didn't want to give me the job.
Well, I do plan to post this on my 100th episode on my social media because I have not been posting because I have been trying to live a less is more private life, especially after the pandemic. But growth, I'm proud of it. I enjoy it. I come every week, there's not many things like I will tell somebody, no, I don't feel like putting on a bra today, which I put on a new one today.
See, look at you.
So I was excited. We got the balloons. I was like, we need to celebrate with a good meal.
Brought the bubbly.
Right. I was like, let's set the mood in the scene. I took some sparks so I'll have more energy. And I'm just glad that we're doing it. Like I said, you're really good in like leveraging and playing to your strengths, which is this girl is a networker. I fell off after the pandemic. I just kind of fell off. She keeps going. Every time I look up, she has a wonderful new guest for us that's just enlightening us and just kind of like sharing where they are and maybe how we could potentially partner with them one day, you know? And so I'm looking forward to the continued growth. Um, Retrospect, I think back, I don't even know how we came up with the name, right? I know
We were texting back and forth, all kind of stuff. And we're like, brown.
I wish we had that.
I know that thread.
The thread, yeah.
Brown, black. It was like brown girl, something.
Yeah.
It was all kind of stuff. And I'm like, nope, somebody already got that. Somebody got that.
You were checking.
We're going back and forth.
Yes.
And then we ended up with that.
And when I think back and I look back over things, I remember I must have posted this cover page on my Facebook. It said, "Don't be it was like a font, like don't be regular, be bold and italicized." And I was like, I think back, I look at everything that I've come across, posted notes I made, post like affirmations. The word bold always stood out, but I wasn't looking at that when we were naming. I'm like, it is something to this word bold. You know, as Black women, they say that we're aggressive. No, we're bold and assertive.
And then I had heard a Martin Luther King speech, and he was talking about build, baby, build, organize, baby, organize, learn, baby, learn, so you can earn, baby, earn. So I was like, well, we can't do bowl, like BOL, you know, because that hit me because I was like BOL. Like
you were in tune.
I was like, oh yes, build, organize, learn, develop. Because I was like, we're into personal development, you know. So I was like,
it just fit. And so I think that everything aligned like it should have, right? And it's continuing to align. And that was actually one of our words, is alignment.
Yes. So it's been great, and it's grown our friendship even more.
I know. I was like, I put in here like my reflections, and like we talk about faith, authenticity, and community. We have built community. I mean, we have a community of people that support us. So shout out to our listeners and our friends that continue to support us and promote us. But I was like, you know, 3 things came to mind. Number 1, iron sharpens iron. Yes. You know, Aries is girl dynamic. She's always on to the next thing, right? And sometimes people don't know how to let like their friends shine and support them. Every time you do something, like, this girl just amazes me and just inspires me. I'm like, girl, Aries. I said, Kiara, do you know what Aries is doing now? Right. And it's not a competition.
Yeah.
It's a motivation. It's an inspiration. It's like, how can I support you?
Yes. And you do it. You really, really
now,
do.
I may not have been supporting some of this last stuff that you've been doing because, again, the pandemic has...
I can't expect you to support. I could barely support the stuff I be doing. I'm like, I need to sit down somewhere. But Kim is definitely one of those friends that's like your cheerleader. You know, she's gonna make sure like she right there, like, what we doing? We there.
How do I need to fill in?
But also, she's very flexible, which I love physically and literally and figuratively.
Yes, I went to a holistic doctor this week.
Yeah, you said that.
And she was giving me a physical. And she's like, wow, you're flexible. I was like, it's one of my
I'm
strengths.
agile.
Right. I play to that strength.
That is hilarious. But no, you are. It's like we're in tune with each other, because it might be a day where she'd be like, I'm tired and I don't feel like whatever. And I'd be like, all right, cool. We can do it later. Do it another time, whatever. And it's like, that's valuable, y'all. I'm sorry, because I've had friends that are very rigid, and you be like, oh, I can't do this. Like, I don't, I'm feeling tired. I want to take a nap. And they'd be like, oh, but we said we was going to do it. And you got, and they hold you to it too much. And you'd be like, and it makes it for a stressful situation. And it's not draining. Like that. Because there's times that things have come up. Kim may be like, I gotta go take my car to do this or that, whatever. I might be like, girl, I just want to be under the covers.
Exactly. And we're like, okay, well, what day we're gonna record?
Let's be flexible.
It's flexibility, and that has helped grow the friendship and also set a standard for other friendships. Because if you're not flexible, then I don't know if that's a struggle.
Yes.
It's like, if you don't have flexibility, right? It's hard to friend you.
Yes, it is.
And be understanding. And that flexibility has allowed us to travel together.
Yes. Our families.
Oh, Jesus.
Our families. Mamas. Like, yes. The mamas, the kids, the everything. So it's like, it just makes things, this is the stuff that you're looking for, especially as an adult, making friends as an adult. Like, that's a whole podcast episode.
That is.
I was anti-friends.
You were
You
no
know,
new friends.
before meeting Kim, and I was just talking to somebody the other day because we were talking about Rio cooking, and I said, the first time I went to tasted some of his food was when Kim had invited me out to brunch when we had finished Zumba class one day. She's like, "You want to come with us to brunch?" It was her and all her Chicago friends, and I was like, "I don't know about these heifers. I don't know these girls. I don't like everybody.
Not all friends, some associates."
But I was already kind of in prayer about friendships and saying, Aries, you're kind of not being open, and it opened me opening up to being friends with you opened me up to having other friendships as well. Right. Like the girls, I wouldn't be cool with them if I had not been open just that one time, needing to open it and not realizing like we were gonna be friends like this. Like I didn't know. I was just like, she's super cool. Let me go out with her and see. And we went out and I was like, I don't like these other girls that much, but she's cool. I will hold on to her. And it's been like that ever since, so I feel like you were the perfect person to do this podcast with because I don't know. We just it's a vibe.
It turned into like we buying vacations together.
Yes, we go together.
We buying laptops together. Girl, I just bought this laptop. Okay, how much was it? Like,
right.
We're trying to negotiate things like, oh, you buying this? Let's see what we can do.
Right. What can y'all do for us together?
Yes.
Like we ain't together, but we together.
Right.
Put our bill together, stuff like that. That's when I'm like, this is about real money moving around, together. I mean, because
the last time I forgot where I was, and I was like, well, where's yours? I was like, I can't make any decisions about that. She's not here. Cannot make any decisions.
Exactly. And it's funny because a lot of people see us like a duo,
right?
Aries and Kim, be like, Aries and Kim, when we going to brunch? Aries and Kim, let's go do this, So that's really cool.
Maybe that's something we'll have to work on as a BBG brunch.
Yeah. Well, now that, and we need to see what's up because, hello, is the world opening up or not? Because they got the new Delta variant, child. They talking about that thing is, y'all need to hurry up and go get vaccinated so we can be doing
stuff.
Vax
and wax, okay?
We need to go do stuff. I'm like, where is the booster? Because I'm not trying to be stuck in the house. I was
thinking the same thing. I was like, where is the booster? Give it to me.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to be, and I've been thinking about getting LJ. Like, I'm like, he's going back to school. They're going back to school.
Is he old enough?
He'll be 12. In
July.
Weeks. Yeah.
But he could get a shot for his birthday.
Right.
Yep. Don't tell him that.
I know. I ain't gonna tell him that. He'd be like, oh, no.
I don't want that gift.
But no, I mean, and that's the thing. I think when you can grow with someone in your journey of, being consistent in this podcast every week. I am a quitter, y'all. I'll be quitting.
No, she don't. She learned.
Stuff will get on my nerves. I'll be like, all right, you know what? I'm done with this. This has been another piece of my growth journey to being consistent in my life and not giving up on things. There's plenty. I mean, I've gotten a lot better as far as like quitting, but my MO from the past is I'm done, but this is another piece of just being like, okay, yes, it's not easy. It's hard. Sometimes this don't work out, that don't work out. And then we just keep making it work. I feel like it's going to help me in other areas of life and other relationships.
Well, and we don't know what this is preparing us for because a lot of times you look back over things and you're like, that's what God was preparing me for.
I'll tell
you. That's what he was pushing me for. That's why he closed that door so I could walk through a different door.
Yes. I'll tell y'all, I may be talking about me moderating this panel or doing this and that. This has been preparing me for opportunities. Exactly. Interviewing people on the podcast, like being comfortable on camera and, all that is a value add that has really opened other doors for me to do other things, and so I'm like, I've been practicing every week
and I'm
on camera
so excited. I'm like, send me the link. How can I join? I want to see you. Send me the link.
Right.
And that just makes me so proud because I think it also helps us professionally. Like you said, in my role, I do have to speak a lot to leadership and just present, and you're doing it. And now you're moderating panels for different organizations. Yep. And so that is who you are. That is really who you are. And you're supposed to be walking in that. And I can't wait for what's next for all of us.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. I think, as we think about our next, 100 plus or whatever, I'll be like 100. Oh, Lord, I'm tired.
I know. I'm like, and then look, I told her away. So I was like, I'm gonna be out of town this weekend. She was like, okay, well, we can record on this. We can just record
Double up.
double up. I was like, she is not letting up. I'm like, can I get a summer break? Summer hiatus?
We gonna take a break, but we'll just
you just have to stay consistent. Yes.
Yeah, I was like, I need to send somebody our YouTube and just let them edit some old episodes and find clips of interesting things that we've said in the past and do some flashback stuff.
I love it.
I think that'll be cute. It ain't gonna be me because I'm tired. I ain't doing that. But no, I think that's the I don't know, it's just the beauty of it. When we sat here and watched, we watched some episodes, a couple episodes of our old ones. And I'm like, that is so crazy. I'm like, my voice was hella hoarse back then.
These videos keep me going to the gym. Now I may not look different. I go up and down, but I know, like, am I going to that YouTube? Let me go ahead and go to this gym. That has also helped me stay consistent and not really like letting up on the health and wellness and the fitness piece.
Yeah, because you see yourself.
Yes.
I'll be seeing myself. I'm like, my voice is, I love y'all. We out here. I had the raspy voice back then, but then I found out that I had some like acid reflux stuff and had to get on some medication. And that's why, if I sound like a horse right now, but it ain't nothing like how I was. I wasn't even able, I wouldn't even do none of that. I could not sing or nothing.
Times you would say, hey, we got to postpone recording because of my voice.
Yep. Right? I was like so nervous. I'm like, my voice is going to be gone. Like, I need my voice, Right. So I was grateful to find good medical care.
Amen.
That was able to help me fix, I thought I was going to need surgery or something. But look at God. Look at God. Look at God. He did it. So, anywho, what we reflecting on today?
So let's talk about, oh gosh, what was our favorite episode? This is hard for me.
It is hard. Favorite episode.
Well, let's start off with the most viewed first.
Oh, yes. I know the most viewed was our personal development episode. Because I'll be looking at analytics and stuff.
Well, data tells a story, right?
Yeah, we had a self-development episode. That's episode 23. So I had just got the job. I can't believe that was a year ago. Well, it was a year and a half ago.
Almost 2.
It was like January because I was telling the audience about my new job at Software One. And I didn't mean to hit that. But yeah, so that was the most viewed, at least. I don't know. That wasn't necessarily my favorite, but I think
I don't know. It's actually kind of hard to have
because we had really good guests.
Exactly. And so, I mean, I do really enjoy our episodes where we've had the guests because sometimes, coming up with content is not easy, right? And you want to have good content that's really going to help people. And it's not just all about current events and, gossip of what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? So I appreciate when we have our guests, them taking that time to educate us on their subject expertise.
Y'all, when you go back, the quality of these videos are so horrible. You're going to see you can see the growth as you go from the oldest, and kind of scroll up.
Yes.
It's like, what was y'all? Because we were trying to figure out what cameras to use, when COVID hit, she had to go home. So we had to
because we were scared to congregate,
figure out how we going to video this thing. It was just crazy. The different hairstyles. It was a lot going on up in here with these videos. But, so one of my I'll tell you what's been some of my best things, what we used to do. We haven't been doing it lately. Before the podcast, we used to have our little music playing, and kind of as I was setting up the, cameras and video and all that kind of stuff. And as we're getting situated, now that we have our little music going, and I used to put a camera on just to capture before, because sometimes I'll forget to hit record. And I'll be like, well, I'm just going to put the camera on now. We'll let it just do it. And then it started being really cool because it would be funny stuff that would happen with me and you before the episode started. And it was really natural. Like it wasn't
fake.
No scripted stuff. And I'm like, oh my God, we got some funny.
That was my favorite because number one, I love music. So we might have to bring that back. I know with the copyright and all, that's kind of a challenge.
Go to our Instagram. You can see some old clips from when we were doing that. They haven't gotten taken down. So
maybe Life After 35,
That was one of your favorite ones.
probably, because
Life After
that's one of
35.
my favorite topics is to talk about
Yes.
life after 35.
Yes. And we talked about co-parenting, which you'll be hearing me talk a lot more about. I think that's what I'm going to start scratching and surviving is might turn into
I
my
love it.
co-parenting podcast because I'm working on something. But yeah, I've had a lot of favorites, like you said, especially depending upon the guests that we've had.
And the season that we were in.
Yes. And I like looking back at what I was talking about. I'll be like, girl, you don't even believe that no more.
Right. And I
Like,
feel like I have documented the last few years of my life is documented on the internet.
yes.
Internet, not internet.
Yes, exactly. And that's kind of cool. Cause we could be like, what were we talking about at this time last year? You know, we can go back and be like,
Right.
oh, we were talking about this or this was going on. We have all the stuff from COVID. What we thought COVID when in the beginning, we like, it ain't even all that serious.
Little did we know.
We like, it's like the flu. I mean, whatever. We sound like Donald Trump the first episodes. And then we're like, it's kind of getting serious, y'all. Like,
serious.
Y'all need to wash your hands and stuff. And then it was like George Floyd. And we have all that on our podcast, which is, I mean, kind of cool because it really is a history of what was going on during that really crazy time, which is still kind of crazy, but it ain't like 2020 was another beast. Okay. So I appreciate us having all that, you know,
I do too. And I mean, we've talked about so many different things from diversity, equity, and inclusion, negotiation,
mental health,
vision board. I mean, thank you
yes,
to Lorraine, because listen,
L'Oreal, yes.
I actually had not done my vision board in probably 2 years. This year I did it.
See?
And it's pretty on point.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty on point.
We had Tristan talking about LinkedIn and resumes and jobs, and what happened? We both ended up going to get some new jobs.
We sure did.
Lauren, my dad is signing his estate plan stuff tomorrow.
Excellent.
I'm supporting a lady from my life group started a notary business. I could go to the post office and get it stuff, UPS or something and do it for like way cheaper, but I wanted to support her.
I love it.
And so I'm like, girl, you got time? Come over here and sign these papers. But that's from, really thinking through estate planning and trust and all that stuff. And so getting that done. You got yours done?
Yes.
It's just been a blessing. Let's just put it like that. So going forward, I mean, 2 years. It's actually on the 24th, I think, was our first episode. July 24th was our
initial
first
announcement that we were going to do it.
Yeah. So we're on our 2-year anniversary as well. So just milestones, y'all. We got a milestones. So we thank y'all. We thank all our listeners, those who have listened. But hey, if you are not subscribed, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our podcast on any platform that you are listening to. But also, we're kind of on this mission to grow our YouTube channel. So help us out with that. Share it with your network and friends and all that good stuff. I don't know what the plans are for this day going forward, but we're gonna keep it going and we're gonna continue to
stay consistent.
Yeah, bring new folks to the podcast. We have a Bold Black Girl of the Month. Oh, that was another thing. We started Bold Black Girl of the Month. Did we start that last year?
I feel like it was during the pandemic.
Yeah, during the pandemic.
Alicia Morgan was our first Bold Black Girl of the month. I love that we amplify women that are doing different things, that are touching so many spaces. And then this past month we started amplifying Black men.
Yes,
changing the narrative and hoping that they have some, single uncle friends.
Kim is on the mission. She go get her one.
I really enjoyed
do only
that.
manifest that.
That right. That's probably one of the last pieces. But it's like when the queen is ready, the king will come.
Come on, somebody.
So I gotta continue to get ready.
So I'm gonna be featured on a show coming up. I'm one of the featured people. You won't know if I got picked or not. But it's like this. I want to call it a reality show, but I don't want to call it a reality show.
I'm like so excited.
You guys will learn more as it comes, but it is a dating thing, and so it's kind of one of those things where you don't know if I'm in it or not until like a certain episode and all that kind of stuff, and it's fun. So y'all stay tuned because I'm just as nervous trying to figure out what that's about to be like.
So excited to do the recap with No Cap, which we started doing that for Ready to Love.
Yes, so go to our YouTube channel because not only do we have this podcast on there, we have recaps of other shows that we watch, and those are pretty funny. And you'll see that a lot of people like to listen to our commentary around these reality shows, and they're mostly dating shows and stuff like that, relationship shows.
Right. I mean, we were watching it and we were like, would text each other like, girl, did you see this?
Yes.
And you were like, we should recap it.
Yeah. So this season we decided to recap the episodes because we already recapping it when we get on the phone and talk anyways. So that's been really cool. That's actually been exciting. So we're trying to determine what the next one is going to be. So we're just doing different things, to add to our platform. So support us as you already have been. Today we're going to, we've had people who have been on our show, some people who listen to our show sent us some videos of them sending us a message, congratulating us, on our 100. So that's how we're going to end the show today, and with their voices in your ears of all these people who, have supported us and been there for us. So again, if you're not on YouTube, head over to YouTube because then you'll get to see who they are because you'll just hear voices if you're just on the podcast platform, and see who these awesome people who trusted us with their voice on our platform. So that's how we're going to let y'all go today. It's been great.
It's been awesome.
Fist bump.
What they say. If you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We're going to continue to go together. So, and cheers to 100 and cheers to 100 more.
Yes, ma'am. Y'all have a good one.
Did somebody say 100 episodes? What? You guys, congratulations on making 100 episodes of your podcast. I truly love listening to the Bold Black Girls podcast. I have my shirt. I love to support you guys. You guys are very educating. And not only are you educating, you are funny. Like, it's entertaining to listen to you guys. So to see two beautiful women move up and continue to share their gift with the world is truly amazing. And I can't wait to do another video for when you get to 1,000. Thank you for having me on the show. I look forward to your success. And keep killing it. I'm so excited for you. 100. Woot woot.
Congratulations, Bold Black Girls, on reaching your 100th episode milestone. It's a huge accomplishment. I'm so proud of the work that you all have done over the past year. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it. From the moment that I came onto your show, I knew that it wasn't just another podcast, but it was about empowerment. It was about perspective. I think that your voice is so critically important as we move forward into the national reckoning that we've been discussing as a nation. We need to hear from you. We need leaders like you discussing tech, mental health, personal health care, and I look forward to continuing to be a part of that conversation. Best of luck.
Congratulations, Aries and Kim. Bold Black girls living boldly, beautifully, and brilliantly. I am so honored to celebrate your 100th episode. Congratulations. What an accomplishment. Please keep doing what you're doing. We need you. Your community needs you. Your audience needs you. We celebrate you today. We're so thankful for the work that you're doing. Thank you for highlighting Black women and girls and Black men. We thank you for all of your ingenuity, your ideas. your fun and fascinating topics. So congratulations. Cheers to 100 more.
Aries and Kim, congratulations on 100 episodes with the Bold Black Girls podcast. I am so grateful for the fact that we have entered each other's lives, been able to support each other, and more than anything, your podcast has been such a source of inspiration, light, and all of the cathartic feelings. So thank you for using your voice, telling stories that need to be told, and I hope you continue to tell more for 100 more episodes, 1,000 more episodes. Congratulations again, cheersing you, all the more continued success.
Hello, Aries. Hey, Killer Kim. I just wanted to come by and say congratulations on your 100th episode. Thank y'all so much for everything that you're doing. Y'all are blessing so many people with sharing this information and making a bunch of people have connections that they didn't even know they had. So I appreciate everything that y'all are doing. I can't wait for the 200th and the 300th and the 400th episode. Again, I appreciate y'all a whole lot. Congratulations. Let's get another 100. Bye.
Congratulations are in order. I know it was hard work. I know it was consistency. I know it was commitment. I, as a bold black girl myself, am so excited. Here's to many more years to come. Here's to you seeing a vision and seeing it through. Here's to sticking with a plan and making sure that you execute that plan. You've done it beautifully. And I, as your friend, am so proud of you. And here's to many more. Peace. Love you.
Aries, Kimberly, congratulations on everything you guys have been doing with the Bold Black Girl series. It's amazing. You guys have hit 100 episodes. I'm so proud of you. Upward and onward. Congratulations. I know you guys are going to go do major things. So I love you. God bless you. I wish you the absolute best in everything that you guys are doing. Take care.
Hello, Kim and Aries. Congratulations on your 100th episode. I'm so proud of you. You're two of my favorite people to network with here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, making things happen. My advice to you would be to keep having those bold and elephant in the room conversations, because the only way we can move forward is to make those personal connections across diverse and cultural backgrounds. And I will see you at the next networking event. Keep up the great work. Signing off, Taniga Polk.
Bold Black Girls Podcast. Congratulations on reaching your 100 episode celebration. Yay! It's amazing. That means that you have captured the stories of dynamic Black excellence personified. Last year, I was fortunate to be your June Bold Black Girl of the Month. And I have to tell you, that is one of my great accomplishments that I'll always cherish. Continue this legacy. I wish you 100 more episodes and several years of more excellence. Congratulations again. Thank you so much for what you're doing to share our stories.
Happy 100th episode, Bold Black Girls. I appreciate your podcast so much, from the Life After 35 episode and the Single and Satisfied episodes, all the great guests, and of course, you helped during quarantine. So I can't wait to listen more. I wish you many, many, many more episodes.
Happy 100 episodes, Bold Black Girls podcast. Congratulations. I am so proud of you, Aries and Kim. Thank you for providing that space for Black women to just be unapologetically us. Here's to 100 and many, many, many more. Thank you for providing that space. Thank you for keeping it funny. Thank you for keeping it relevant. And I'm glad that I was able to play a small, teeny tiny part. And congratulations.
Congratulations on your 100th episode. That is 100 times that Kim and Aries were bold and black. And that should be celebrated. So congratulations, ladies. Here's to 100 times 100 more. Congratulations.
Congratulations on your 100th episode. I know how much work you put into this.
And we appreciate your dedication to the culture. So keep doing what you do because we love you over here at Pause and PR.